Yeah, it's perfect now. Something my team did, bro. I know what he did. He used Restream to set it up instead of using just YouTube. He made a mistake, bro. It's all good. Or maybe not. Who knows? I don't know what happened. Who knows? But we're back on. We're back on. I think I just used YouTube and it works. So I think if you use Restream but you didn't click on the other things, I think it did something funny. I don't know what happened. All right, everybody, we are back up and running. We'll get that music back up and for you. And we got a cool intro for you, too, as well. I got a great wardrobe. Bang, bang, bang. So here we go. Let's get it in. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping back into the live. I don't know what happened, some technical difficulties for whatever reason. Dressed in Versace gear, here with my brother-in-law, ready to go. He had this amazing wardrobe planned out for me. He brought it all the way from New York, man. Look at this thing. We got this, like, it's got the speedboat, Versace. We got, like, the #1, all the little places to go in Miami. He was eating at the Versace mansion. And he has a beautiful clothes collection. Where could they actually get these clothes collections? Introduce yourself. This is my brother-in-law, Tony.
Yo, what's up, America? My name is Tony. And yeah, you can find this collection on Instagram, Hard to Find Boutique. One more time, Hard to Find Boutique. You're going to see all the clothes available for sale. Also have much more that you can find on Hard to Find Boutique on eBay.
Hard to Find Boutique, man. He has the most extensive Versace collection. Probably one of any human being on the earth, man. Not, pretty high up there. So shout out to each and every one of you. Thank you for jumping on in. We even had the Versace Sage. I did the show already 3 times. I don't know what happened. So the stream key was not working. Sean, when I do it, I don't know the way I did it is I set it up on YouTube. I don't know. Maybe you set it up on Restream, but you clicked off the other things. I don't know what happened. Who knows? It's not anybody's fault at all. But I did the same thing I do every day. I took the stream key, put it in. When I reset it, it worked fine. So I just reset the stream. I took the stream key from YouTube though, but who knows? Anyway, shout out to everybody here on the live. Things happen when you have a team of people. Something slide through the cracks. I don't know what happened. And it could have been just, who knows? I don't know. Shout out to everybody here. Let's get into the live stream. Let's talk about it. We got into AGI Delicium. I put this out to the trading group right here at about 4 cents and 0.6 of a cent. This thing was up 300%. Continues to rally. That to me is unsustainable. It was unsustainable there, though, and it just continues to rally. I see these things have to pull back at one point. What a massive move for AGIX. And we gave you this Sammy cup and handy to the upside. That's why they call me Sammy cup and handy, because these cup and handles do straight lines. Like you've never seen anything like it out the cup and handle. Bang, bang, bang. Shout out to each and every one of you for being here, bringing that music down a little bit more there. And let me jump on into that live chat, see how's everybody doing. Time for a short squeeze, baby. You never know. You never know. I'm decked out in Versace, though. I'm decked out in Versace, man. Bang, bang, bang. I said AGI, you fool. I'm sorry. I'm irritable after the morning. He goes, that's not AGX. I said AGI. AGI. AGI is not AGIX. AGIX is another coin. Maybe he was talking about somebody else, too. I'm going to stop being, it's funny. But AGIX is another coin. That's my big boy. Everyone knows I've been grabbing AGIX since 19 cents down here at the lows. I was even grabbing it here. I've been buying it a long, long time. AGIX banged to the upside. Like, this thing is just doing damage. And I just gave this flag last night. This thing pumped up another 17%. Gave this flag too as well at 43 cents. Look, 7777. Do you think that's a coincidence? The 777s? Do you think that's a coincidence? The 777s right there? Every single time I show up. Do you not see the 777s? Every single time you see me online, do you not see the 7s appear? The 7s are here, baby, every single time. Shout out to my mom and dad, Daisy and Finn. My mom and dad passed away this year. My mother died of a stroke. Pretty sure, my dad also died of his heart exploding, even though he never had any heart issues his whole life. You tell me. My mom had no stroke issues her whole life, but both of them just died of heart and a stroke like this at 74 and 76 years old. God bless my mother and my father. I will never stop fighting for the truth for each and every one of you. I love you both. Let's take a look at HBAR. HBAR in his beautiful cup and handle came back down to the 618 golden pocket Fibonacci level, peaked into the green buy zone, stops below the area, and this is headed to 1212. I don't even like this coin. I like the TA, though. TA blasted to the upside all the way to 12288. I like every coin, though. Who cares, right? As long as it makes me money, I like it. But this thing's banging to the upside. Last night, if you were in the trading group, I talked about lit. And I said, lit's going to get lit, baby. Lit looked like it get lit. Let's take a look at what happened to Litentry last night inside of the flag that I posted on this 1 hour time frame. Flag blasted up 20% gains to the upside. Boom, boom, boom. Is resetting for a possible retest of this 126 area as it's getting oversold in the 1 hour time frame. Put out this flag last night, though. A quick 20% gains overnight. You can't beat that. Litentry getting busy. Let's talk about BTC. I put out 2 updates, one last night, one this morning. I did not open up a trade for Bitcoin. Number one, I'm traveling, so I don't tend to do that. All right. Not every time. I'll swing trade and stuff like that, but I'm not going to be leverage trading while I'm traveling. It's not my favorite thing to do. So let's take a look here on the daily for Bitcoin. I kept telling you that when the daily gets away from the 200-day moving, the 21-day moving average, it has to come back. It never likes to be this far away. It's just very rare that it gets to me. These two lines are going to meet. They may meet right here in the middle somewhere at 49,897, but it's telling me that Bitcoin, and it could even come all the way back down. We could fall through this and end up back down here at 47,000. But to me, it's likely we get some type of pullback here for Bitcoin. The smaller time frames that I've been working on are the 1 hour and the 15-minute. I left you this morning with this inverted head and shoulder on the 7. I said, but we got to get back above the 200 SMA. If we can't get above it, expect more downside. Right now, we had the shoulder, head, kind of a right shoulder here. It looked good. We peaked. We hit the 200 SMA. We could not get back above it. The more and more I look at this and zoom out on the 1 hour time frame, moving averages aside, the more I start to see what looks like a descending triangle. It's got descending triangle vibes right here for sure. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I got to be the bearer of bear news, right? The bearer of the bearish news. But this to me is a descending triangle. They're known to break to the downside. You have a falling wedge to the down, right? You do it this way, these break up. You've seen this happen before, the ascending triangle, right? Not saying it's guaranteed. We do have a bit of a giant double bottom here on the 4 hour time frame. But that's why, even though you see the double bottom on the 4 hour, it's all about if the small time frame can get back above the 200 SMA. So right now, that's bearish to me. You bring the 4 hour down here. And remember, patterns change based on the candle body. This is a 4 hour descending triangle. And look, shoulder, kind of head, shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, kind of rounded top. This could be like an extended M with a bunch of, it just doesn't look amazing. I got to be honest, My analysis is telling me that we're going to the downside, somewhere to about 49,900 at least, and then maybe even all the way to the target at 48,972. So it's looking more like we go to the downside than to the upside, but there's no guarantees, all right? None. Can you take a look at Sushi, please? Yeah. Can you take a look at Myro? AGIX is up. Confused. Crypto Liver is the GOAT. Shout out to Chris Goss in the house. We love you, man. I'm not getting his live video then on YouTube. Anyway, I just sold as the other Sal is dumping as well, but in a different way. It looks like a bull flag on the 4 hour. Unity up 7. Can you check Cody? Love the lifers. Smash the likes. Am I live, everybody? Am I live? Let me just double check my team. I got a DM. Bam, bam, bam. I don't use Restream. Just said today. I just use YouTube to set up the live. It's weird. I don't know what happened, Sean. I really don't. Who knows, man? Who knows? Probably my fault for sure. Something I did. Oh, God. Didn't think Sam would read that. I'm sorry, man. Sal, hers, day cats. I just sold the other Sal is, I don't know what he said. I'm not even into, my mind doesn't even go there. Life is precious. Shout out to Fatty. God bless you, brother. Thank you for being here. I hear you loud and clear. Shout out to Gains for Life, man. No better way to get the day started with a cup of coffee and some bangers. Yeah, can't break 50,750. Bulls too strong. 60K. Next, comp up 24% now. Yeah, we do have strong support at 50,800 for sure. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Key area of strong support. Can't seem to break below it. Somewhat of a triple bottom, but I'm telling you, we're making a descending triangle. They tend to break to the downside. You've had a long time to break above here, and you couldn't either. But, some could say, hey, we're just inside sideways chop. Bitcoin's going to range from the bottoms to the tops. From the bottoms, it's probably going to come right back to the top of the range at 52,000 and until it eventually breaks through to the upside. I will tell you, though, for all these things to happen, I'll be bullish when the time is right. The 7-minute will break above the 200 SMA, and that's when you'll get your reversal likely back to the top of the channel. But right now, that's just not what's happening on Bitcoin, right? Kind of a mangled inverted head and shoulder now as that right shoulder got completely torn up. And then on top of this, like, it has... I'm not going to go there with that. Almost had a descending triangle vibe, but... And I'm going to look at it again like I do every single day. I'm going to look at BTC, USDT on like Bybit, Spot. I'm going to look at the daily, take away everything, and I just like to reassess and see what's happening for the daily. Just part of my OCD, I guess, right? Like my brother-in-law said, he said, it's just one day, man. Stay in the present moment and do what you could do for the rest of the show, right? You can't think about it anymore. And that's the key about online stuff. You missed it. You got it. Shout out to the 794 people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Can you check shipping? We will check shipping. Thank you. Old coin. Not old coin, but I remember that like a year or two ago. Haven't heard of since. It's been a long time. This guy says constantly making way more than the 99 trading group costs in one day. Mark Preston. I mean, people that are disciplined, intelligent, and focused, I get that feedback all the time. So I keep charging 99 because it seems to be a really good price because people seem to be making that money back. You know what I mean? That's the feedback I'm getting from a lot of people. If you want to join the trading group, everybody, and do what he just said, make your 99 back, which, you got to be focused and disciplined. It's not going to happen overnight. But if you care about yourself and you push it in, go to cryptolifer.com, check us out, all right? Join today. And if you scroll up a little bit, you'll be prompted to our weekly newsletter. Put in your email address. I would love to see you there. I'm going to give you weekly information that's going to blow your mind, some behind-the-scenes info, and just nice and neat, organized things that we went over on the live stream to kind of just keep you seeing what's going on and keep you focused. So put your email address in here. We're going to send you 2 newsletters a week. Most people do 1. We do 2. We double it up. Nobody else does that. We work extra hard for you every single day. Like, look at these gains that we're making. It's insane. I said I was in AGIX for days on days on days. I kept talking about it for a long time. I kept saying it was my biggest holding. Then I saw all these other coins pumping. I was like, man, what happened to my AGIX, baby? Let's start off with a weekly for Bitcoin. And, I mean, that's a weekly bear. We haven't had a weekly bear since we went sideways again. Telling you that there's something brewing here for Bitcoin as we got rejected. Hold on, I gotta get out of here. That Bybit chart don't make sense to me. I'll do the all-time history index. It didn't look right. It didn't have something was weird about it. I couldn't explain it. Anyway, so look. The weirdest thing about it is, look, resistance. I had to really just bring this up to the wicks. And you can see right where that wicked, that was where people decided, I guess, 53,000 was a place to take some profit. Now, we're kind of in limbo, though. The biggest support I see right there is that 44,000, 43,945, where that last flag broke out. Like, these are the 2 key areas of support and resistance. And then we have this one area right here, 47,000. All right? Cool. And we're going to look at the daily, too, as well. But right off the bat, like, we can get deeper than that, but we really don't need to. All right? And I don't need this fib right now. All right, so look. And I take it one step at a time. So look, Bitcoin would have to break 47,000 to then come and test 43, 44K, right? So until we come lower and test that area, we really don't have to stress it. And there's actually a support zone right here at 50,800 where these 2 weekly candles close right there. So this is the key support zone that we're sitting on, 50,800. The second we lose 50,008, it's likely you can drop pretty quick to 47,000. It's a $3,000 move that's just, it's where you're going to do a pretty swift move. Now, the weekly's still pointing to the upside, and we've had 2 giant candles, and it doesn't say this. It doesn't mean this week this candle won't close red. We have 2 days and 9 hours, and Bitcoin could easily do a short squeeze in that time. Anything could happen, but right now it's bearish. Right, we're getting a little bit of a rollover, and we do have a bearish div on the weekly. which would tell me that we would have to get some type of pullback. My only experimental idea was that this was the divergence here. We pulled back and we're on another plane, but at the same time, I mean, that swings up while that swings down. It's bearish divergence, right? You don't want to see it and then negate it. That's bearish div. It tells us that we should get a bit of a pullback here for the weekly. The weekly's also away from the 21-day moving average, this white line. Every time you're away from the white line, you get a bit of a pullback. So who knows? Anything is possible, but we will see. Only time will tell, right? And, yeah, so let's take a look at the 5-day chart. When we look at the 5-day chart, all right, you can see 5-day had that beautiful support zone right there. We fell below it, got back above it, touched the 21-day moving average. This one technically still says, hey, you in a flag, you broke out. You still have a big measured move. Like, you're not done. Like, it's saying you shouldn't ever even breach this low before you end up hitting the high of 62,750. So that's a bullish sign that, if you just took the flag and you just simply put the flag and the length of the pole, that's all I'm saying. Like, and you said, where are we going to go? That says you're going to continue. A lot of times you do continue where the flag goes. Even if you stutter stop a little bit, you always stutter stop a little bit. Nothing goes straight up forever. So once we got above the 5-day 200 SMA, I kept saying this is a very bullish sign. This means we could get an extreme follow through to the upside, and this is a big, big deal. The 5-day also has bearish divergence. I gotta say, as this swings down, while that swings to the upside, it tells me to be careful. It tells me we should get a pullback. And whenever I'm away from the 21-day moving average, it also tells me we will start to pull back to the 21 days. So it says, hey, a short is in order for Bitcoin, possibly back to 47,000, maybe even back to 44K. These are things that can happen. It's on my radar. All right. I don't, for this whole time, look, I wasn't talking short here. No, we're away from the 21. Whenever I get away from the 21-day moving average on a big time frame, I caution. I'll be honest, 90% of the time when you get away from the 21, you're going to have bearish div and a high stochastic RSI, and the MACD will be extended. This happens in conjunction with each other. This is part of my system. Again, this is the money printer that you're doing in the morning on the 1 minute. You're getting into the divergence, you're pumping it back up. You get it? And you're waiting for this to come to the 6, you're drawing this fib and you're waiting for that 786. You don't know where it's going to be. And when that comes up, comes back down, and then boom, to the 200 SMA, right? That is the money printer that we trade on the 1 minute. I just flipped the 3-day chart on Bitcoin. I hope your mind just was like, wait, what did he just do? Yeah, that's sunk into your subconscious mind, though, and you will never be able to unlearn what I just showed you. Get ready for more. All right, so we take a look at the 3-day chart, getting overbought with bearish div. Likely, we're getting a drop for Bitcoin. I'm telling you right now, it looks 90% likely that Bitcoin's going to pull back. And I know it doesn't make sense. But, Grayscale is about to unload another $1.3 billion. And there's a chance that, they just take a little bit more of the selling. But they're going to buy back what they sell. So even if they come over the selling and they push Bitcoin down, just know in the long term, they're going to bring Bitcoin back up again. It's not a big deal. And eventually the ETFs will create the outflow. So I'm seeing a pullback like this. I'm open-minded that we could go sideways and stay inside this little flag here. Either way, it looks like sideways or downward price action for Bitcoin for the next 2-3 weeks. That's just the facts. You know what I mean? If we rip to the upside, so be it. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. But, when you have the moving averages far apart, when you're away from the 21, when the RSI has bearish div, when the stochastics, it's telling you there's got to be some type of pullback. All right? It's saying, hey, you even kind of have a rising wedge here. Rising wedges break down 68% of the time, do they not? And this is, to me, a bit of a rising wedge here. Telling me that we could get a pullback to the downside, right? And rising wedges break down to where they began. That says you could get all the way back down to 24,800. I'm not saying that's happening for sure. I don't want to be get labeled as the bear guy here. I'm just saying that if that's the rising wedge, which it is, we could end up back down where the rising wedge began. These are just facts of life, everybody. I don't mean to scare you. These are just the facts of life, all right? So again, I've showed you the smaller time frame for Bitcoin, and I see bearishness. The bigger time frame for Bitcoin doesn't look amazing. And the daily wants to roll over. I would not be surprised if the daily today breaks this and dumps down to this 21-day moving average. All right? So just be careful for a bearish move here for Bitcoin. And again, aren't I the most bullish guy you ever met? Aren't I always bullish most of the time? So if I start even saying the word bear, you might want to be like, dang. I've been saying it since we were here. I've been saying Bitcoin's likely going to pull back because we're too far away for the 21. I've been saying it since this day. You can go back to the tape and find me saying it. Someone can clip it all out and put all the dates of me saying it. I've been saying it for days. Because it's an obvious thing that I know how to trade with. I trade with the 21. And whenever the 21 loses price act, look at that. You were in a beautiful flag. You lost it. That's a Bart Simpson. Let's take a look at the 4-day chart. Now, the 4-day, it's here, but this I've even seen curves down here and then massive dumps. So don't just because you're at the low, oh, I'm oversold. You want to get the curve below the dotted line. Then you want to start curving back up. Not just when you enter near the dotted line. That's actually usually where a bigger dump could happen. So let's take a look now at what I'm seeing here on the 4-hour time frame. So the 4-hour, like we go back to this idea, and it's got that rollover effect. It just doesn't look amazing. And again, I don't know what's going to happen to Bitcoin. I think a lot of people are doing like, oh, this is it, the ETF, we're going. And they love that emotional talk that makes sense, and they butter themselves up with their own words. Like, yeah, sure, tell yourself when you want to hear, and then you can act in the way where you feel better about doing the wrong thing if that's what you want to do. But right. But that looks like a descending triangle to me. Like every time I reanalyze this, it does not look good. It says we're going right back down to about 48,600, and that coincides with the same area of the daily 21-200 SMA. Look at that. Like, so the story makes sense to me. Could we easily reverse, and could I be wrong? 100%. There's no guarantees. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. There is no guarantees that what I'm saying is going to happen, but if you watch me for years and you keep listening, you will see a correlation between probabilities and what I show you. Like you're like, oh yeah, we do go back to the 21 where we get far away. Look at this. When you curve and you break the 21 and now you're dealing with the 80, you're going to deal with the 100, and then you might even drop to the, and when the daily drops to the 21, that's when the 4-hour drops to the 200. Now, if we lose the 4-hour 200 SMA, that's when you know you're entering somewhat more of a more substantial downtrend. Right here, look, once we entered here, January 12th, it took us all the way back till the end of January to get back above the 200 SMA. All right. When you're bullish, you'll just kind of hang out and then you'll get above it. But when you're bearish, that will start the beginning of a bear market. And look here, once we got above the 4-hour 200 SMA on 16th of September, we never really went below it all the way back here until January. So like we're talking a 4-month run. And here we started a pretty month run. I'm not saying we're going to go and break it, but I just want you to understand these concepts. You do not want to see the 4-hour lose the 200 SMA and then like close like 4 or 5 candles below it. That would tell you that something is brewing, you know, that we're entering in some type of situation here where shorts are in order, all right? So what's the deal? Do you sell off all your altcoins right now? You're up huge, hundreds of thousands of dollars. What's going on? I'll be honest, I stick to my long-term goals. Like I keep my Casper on a hardware wallet. Like Bitcoin, the sad thing is Bitcoin goes back down here. Casper goes back to 10, 12 cents, right? It takes a pummel. So these are the facts. AGIX, everything, you're up huge right now. But what if you sell off and then the whole market reverses, right? And that's where everybody's at right now. That's where I'm at. I'm not trying. Everyone's looking at everybody for the answer. Nobody has the answer. That's the thing. Nobody has the answer. I have the probabilities, and so far my probabilities have played out pretty well. Okay? But I'm just like you. I don't have the, everyone thinks I have the answer. Like I know, I'm just really good at taking risks, honestly. You know, I'm really good at taking a risk, and I take a risk and I use as much probabilities as I can before I take that risk. I'm super analytical, so I go over this whole thing. Like, now, I mean, look, shoulder, my indicators are telling me Bear City. And the only thing that's saving us is the 7 and the 15 200 SMA. We get above those, that's the beginning of some bullish graces. And I still see this kind of as an inverted head and shoulder, and there is some chance for a move, but you can see we're using this as, you know, resistance. We got to break the 200 SMA. We got to get back above this high here at 52,042. Like, that's just like, these are the basics for today. Like, get above this yellow line and that yellow line, then maybe we have a bullish day. If we don't get above those yellow lines, I just don't see how we, you know, just obviously not happening. Mark Tones, thank you for the expert TA. Bought a small chunk today and will buy more if Immutable keeps dipping. IMX is breaking down 3-day far from the 200 SMA. 3-day bear div. 3-day bear engulfing candle closing. Wait for more of a pullback. Mark Toes. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these coins are up a little too big. All right. Can you check Uni? S&P hovering around 50, 100. Sold my Uni and took a great profit. God bless you. Thank you. I open longs at a high conviction place at 2x or 3x. If it drops, I buy more. If it pumps, I'm already in. Amen. There you go. Hey, you have a plan. What you just said is you have a plan, see? That way you won't be affected. It's that simple, man. Once you have a plan, you know, you really, everyone else is like, oh, I got wrecked. I'm like, how do you get wrecked? Right? Right. Can you please take a look at Threshold? I see Adam and Eve of the weekly. Comment handle forming on the daily thoughts. Lifer. Thanks, Lifer. Shout out to Matty Kelch, man. Matt, thank you so much for that. We'll take a look at that. God bless you. Let's take a look at the fan funding and see who's here. We got Michael Pod yesterday for a $500 super chat. It's been a while. That was awesome. Can you take a look at Sushi, please? Thank you, Sam. Shout out to PT for the $199. I appreciate you. Can you check shipping? Yep. And we'll get to these, I promise. Carl H., good morning. Took an entry on Hex. Would like to get your thoughts. Thank you for the insight on T. Sold and reinvested for the gains. Jacob Sheets. Amazing. Keenan Hinson. Can you look at Link if you can? And Big Bang 3. Can you look T on Mina? God bless you, Sam. Enjoy the vacation. I honestly never have a vacation. It's funny. When I used to work for like another company and then they gave you vacation, it felt like vacation. Now, like, I'm always on vacation in my mind. Like, I'm always where I want to be. Like, I'm either working with my family or just enjoying the moment. And but, you know, I'm looking right now out at a beautiful palm tree. The ocean is gorgeous. It's turquoise. The sun is shining. I can see an oil tanker way out in the distance. And the ocean just looks beautiful. I can see the ocean right now. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. Absolutely. While I'm streaming, and that's my dream, to see the ocean while I'm streaming every day. Like, to make trades while I can see the ocean views, man. That, to me, is what it's all about. But, yeah, God bless you, brother. Thank you so much. You know, but yeah, I never had like a normal vacation, right? Like, I was stressed out just now. I was live streaming for 20 minutes and it wasn't working. And now I'm thinking my whole channel is going to go down the tubes. You know what I mean? One little thing, and I'm not, you know what I mean? But like, I'm a perfectionist. I don't like even one issue. You know what I mean? And I'm also highly critical. One issue creates issues. There's definitely less people on the stream today because of it, but it's okay. It's okay. It happens. That was God's will for the mistake to happen today. See, you always have to accept God's will. For whatever reason, it happened the way it happened today. Something will come of this that will benefit me in the long run. I don't know what it is, and I can't explain it. We'll figure it out. Maybe I figured out a way never to make that mistake again. You know what I mean? Like, whatever it is, you got to take the positive out of every single thing in life, no matter what it is, no matter how negative you want to be or how, and it could be it's something, but I always am also critical. Like, at a company, you should say, all right, we're super positive, but how do we stop that from happening yet again, right? We've tried to mitigate all this too, but, you know, it's not easy. I truly need a team on demand. Like, I need someone who travels with me, who does a test stream before the first stream, who comes here and tests the, you know, and we're at that stage. We really are. I'm close to, I want to hire someone to be my personal assistant and like basically live with me. I really need it. I really need it. My wife's pregnant. We got to figure it out, but it's going to get to the point where I definitely need someone like around all the time. Helping with, you know, hey man, can you get us to the restaurant, blah, blah, blah. And this person will get free food all the time, you know, a beautiful paycheck, and they'll be rolling with me wherever I go, right? I mean, it'd probably be a dream job. You learn how to run a company from the inside out, you will learn so much, right? But you'd also have to be thick-skinned and be able to move, you know, it's not for everybody. And you have to work a lot, and you'd have to really dedicate yourself to the dream of the company. But so, you know, and, you know, Bitcoin's the only thing I see that breaks out of descending triangles. I've seen it happen many, many times. So it could happen. It could happen again this time. You never know, right? But in my mind, descending triangles tend to break to the downside. And you're away from a 21-day moving average. So I just see more downside for Bitcoin, regretfully so. And like I said before, if we can't get back above those key levels, which we'll look at on Binance. So you kind of see my stance on Bitcoin, right? Do I need to say anything else? I think everyone sees the stance that I have on BTC, right? And so that's it. If the 7-minute can punch through the 200 SMA, we have a bit of a move. But look, we got rejected by it twice, you know? And I'm not a huge fan of opening up trades on Friday, especially if you had a good week of trading. Like, why do low liquidity Friday? It just doesn't make sense. It's like going out fishing for a whole week when there was fish everywhere, and then someone's telling you that, like, a hurricane came and the fish all left and there's not much there, and you sit there all day for hours and you catch one fish compared to all the other fish you caught. It's like going surfing for days when the waves were awesome and then deciding to sit out there and demand a wave when the waves aren't there. You could do what you want, Like, I'm not, but I see a lot of, I do see people because they join the group, they get excited. They have no idea about what day of the week is best to trade. They don't know. It took me years to figure this out. So they just want to trade hard and I go to bed a Friday night and I see you guys in the group just like, and I get it. Some of you hit hard. So like, I don't know what to say. There's opportunity all the time. But in general, I'm like, you guys are going too hard in a low volume. And then you're wondering why you're losing. And then some people, I'll see, so I got wrecked this weekend. And I'm like, why do you think you got wrecked this weekend? Because you're trading low volume, man. So like, try, attempt to do yourself a favor and don't you can trade. But like my positions are lighter. I go easier. I don't go as hard. Like, you can trade by all means, but and again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. I'm just trying to tell you my experience and what has helped and what days of the week have more volume. Some days of the week have more volume and have more volatility and have way more ability for you to get in and out of your trade unscathed. There's other days that are almost like the odds of you getting in and out unscathed are so much lower. What's the point? All right. Just five new a room in the just five a new room in the closet. I don't know what that is. Just hop on George Jano's podcast. I think it would be a great episode and great for the lifer. Hey man, hook him up. Let me know. I don't know. Decks in general are pumping. Yeah. Uniswap. They don't want to hear that part. LOL. What, the part about like not trading all the time? About over trading? Shout out to everybody here. Thank God that so far everything's been going well. I'm super excited. One little mishap. You can't beat it. Sean, thank you. Shout out Jamie, thank you. Shout out to my whole team that were there for me through the technical difficulties. Let's get the likes up to the watches, everybody. We lost likes, so it would help out if you kind of re-liked us up. All right. Sammy, I have a construction company. We do remodeling, home improvement, build house, and also handy jobs. If you move to Sarasota, I'm at your service. Teddy Bear, I like that. Let's have a meeting, man. All right. Because I'm going to want to do something special to my house or build a studio. And you could probably like help me build the studio or remodel it or, put some outlets in better places. Or you could definitely help me kind of solidify, because I'm going to build the coolest new studio in my new home. It's going to be awesome, man. Him on meeting we go already, sitting out for the weekend. I love it, man. God bless you, brother. Other than studying. Exactly. Other than observing the market. All right. 7K in profit and over spot traded, and now I'm bag holding Jasmine. See? F up. I was 7K in profit and over spot traded, and now I'm bag holding. Hey, you went too hard at the top, right? Even though you were up huge. I did it a bunch of times, man. I made my 13K this week in one trade shorting SEI. Felt like I sold early. It's all right. No, you didn't. Stop that. See? Get rid of all that. You made money. Work out. Move on. Put your mind to the next trade, not holding back into what the last trade would have been. A waste of time. It's over now. You hit the button. MoveOn.com, as my dad used to say. The people that can move on the fastest are the people that can achieve the most, become more successful. You got to cut off the fat. You can't sit in all the things that woulda, coulda, shoulda, could have happened, Look, AGIX getting a nasty dump now. That was a high of 80. I mean, that's 85, I think it went to. Insanity, right? 85. I mean, all-time highs, baby. Price discovery. All right. And it's funny. I remember, I thought I talked about Uniswap just the other day. Hold on. Funny, Uni in the Atomy. Let's take a look at Uni. The thing about Uni is there's more and more coins now. And Uni was hot. It was the premier. I remember getting the air job. Man, Uni was crazy, man. Wow, look at that. Getting a blast. I would have sworn I just did an update for Uni and I had a feeling it was going to go up. I don't know why. Yeah, it's like, when did I draw this flag on Uniswap? Target there was, 1050. I don't see it here in the trading group, so I don't know when I put it out. Maybe I drew it by myself. Sometimes I do that. But you can see I didn't draw this and have it ready for the stream. I didn't even look at it today. I didn't know it was pumping. I had no clue, right?
Hey, Sammy, Miami.
Is everything great?
Sammy,
How was it all? Well, grab that from him and get out of his way there. Just so no one trip on it. All right. I put it right there, Tony, in that flap.
Okay, thank you.
It's it's the only place I could find. Oh, there's everybody. Hey. So the stream, I went live for 30 minutes straight. and I wasn't live.
I tried 3 times. I had no service where I was.
Yeah.
Cafe, there's no service.
And you could tell I wasn't live, right?
I really wanted to see you in your outfit, so I left. I was like, what's going on?
I tried 4 times in a row. I kept putting the stream key in. I don't know.
Do what you gotta do.
I must have, maybe I did it wrong the first time. Once it corrupted everything. Whatever, I had to get over it. I still a little piece, but I gotta just, my OCD grabs on like, and I have.
Ready for the beach. It's a beautiful day outside.
I know, I'm excited.
We're getting cabanas today, right?
Yeah, 2 cabanas, right?
Cabanas, yeah.
You should go get them now.
We're going right now.
All right. And say you want right in the front, no BS. Take my card, Michael Powell will pay for it. They give you a day bed on the beach for $110. So we get we're gonna spend $220 to get, literally these beautiful mattresses put on, and then they put these little, it's awesome, man. And you can sit there, fall asleep on the beach on a mattress. Like, it's awesome. It's like having a queen-size bed on the beach, and they put you in front of everybody else when you get those, so you get the most breeze, you're closest to the water. You can't beat it, man. I was here like a year ago, sitting there just relaxing on the day bed. You can't beat that. Again, though, look, accumulation. When you get into these zones where you go up and down for such a long time, Chainlink did the same thing, and then Chainlink eventually erupted. I own Uniswap. I think it's a smart move. You know what I mean? This maybe someone asked me on a super chat, but look, this is a very simple idea, but this is how I trade. If I find, I go my support and resistance, and look, you can clear resistance there, resistance there, resistance there. We bounced, we fell through, resistance, we bounced. A few times, this area here, look, resistance, fell through, bounce, came through a few times. This area has traction, right? You can see it. And then you see the VRVP here, and you see the point of control. Once that daily candle closed above this red line, that's when I open up my trade with a stop on the other side. On top of that, you don't even have to use the moving averages if you don't want. When the moving averages are tight, I keep my stop loss on the other side. The real entry was here when you got above the 200 SMA on the daily. Boom, right? So I get in before the action happens, and I sit tight. My system will show you when the biggest momentum, when the beginnings of the momentum is occurring, and then the follow through happens later on. It's so weird. It's like it can show you what's going to happen. And look, this is even a cup. That was a little handle. If we go to like the 1 hour, the 4 hour, that was a cup and handle in that time frame. There it is right there. Not amazing, but it's got this like cup. There's the handle to the upside. Uniswap blasting to the upside. And that is DYDX pumping. So now you're going to start looking at all the DEXs and asking yourself, are the other DEXs moving? Yeah, look, DYDX just took a move. So now you're like, wow, DEXs are pumping. So they move to DEXs now. So you ask yourself now, will CETUS pump? Because CETUS is also a DEX for SYAI, but I feel like it's more of the bigger DEXs. Like, let's look at GMX. I have a feeling GMX is going to pump today, or did pump today already. I could be wrong, but I got a vibe. Let's see. All right, GMX didn't pump, but GMX is a decentralized exchange. It now tells me, hey, are we on some type of decentralized exchange narrative? Probably. All right, look at GMX. It's a hot exchange. Look what I see here. It's getting tighter and tighter in the zone. It hit this. I see GMX moving. This is on my radar right now. And honestly, this would be, if it had a longer price action, that would be like the cup and handle, similar to Matrix AI, similar to what we saw with AGI, right? And look at that, getting tighter and tighter in that zone for GMX. So GMX, I believe, is getting ready to follow. Smart, the conservative trade is wait for it to break 62.69 on retest, like right there, like I showed you. But aggressive entry could be now, or waiting for the daily to reset at least. I'd wait till the daily reset. If Bitcoin dumps, a lot of these coins will take a hit, but it's showing signs of decentralized exchanges starting to get some gains. Let's take a look at Cake. And say, I know all the decentralized exchanges off the top of my head. QuickSwap, Cake, like, Phantom, Spooky Swap. And knowing ecosystems and understanding the ecosystems helps you make a quicker idea. And so study. Look at Cake's up. So yes, decentralized exchanges this morning all got a pump on the daily. Not all of them, but most of them. Cake has been mooning ever since it bottomed there at 170 back to 3. I still do stake my Cake. It's crazy that I still stake Cake. I had a flag right there. It didn't play out. Not everything I'm going to put out is going to play out 100%. I'm not a computer. All right. I love when people are like, you're not 100%. I'm like, I know. I never said I was. It's like, people will criticize you for not being 100%. And then you look at them and be like, but I never said I could have been. Like, no human being could be. We're not, we're humans. We can't be 100%. Is what it is. All right. So I lower the bandwidth to make the stream better, but then it tells me the bandwidth is too low. It's just weird. It's like, huh? Resistance right here at 307. You break 307, use that as support. I see Cake making a move back to $5. Not too long from now. All right. Let the daily reset. I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight. And again, we could get rejected at dump. Wait for it to break out and retest. The retest may never happen. Okay. 4 hour is above the 200 SMA. That's a good sign for Cake. So it's interesting. I'm starting to kind of, okay. And then like Trader Joe XYZ, you think might go up, right? This is the Avalanche centralized exchange, DEX, right? So, right, Trader Joe. I believe it's Joe, yeah. Anyway, so now you kind of start putting together a bit of a narrative and an idea here, something brewing with these decentralized exchanges. You can see we're getting tight in the zone too, and now you have your resistance here. Aggressive entry is always there right on the 200, but you can wait for it to break out. Retest 57. Swing traded. See, a swing trader, I feel like swing trading is the best because you only have to wait for the perfect entries, get in, get out. Take this and dip. It's less risky in my humble opinion because you go for the easiest way to get in and out to get 7 to 20 to 30%. Sometimes you get lucky and get 100 and 150. Anything can happen. But, you know, you take it one step at a time. Get back into Bitcoin and see what's happening. Do I have the gall? Do I have the guts to run Bookmap? It's 11:12. I did tell my wife that I would end the stream a little early today. So that may be what has to happen, right? My family's like, Sam, you work so much. Like, it's time you take one day and just hang out with us, you know? But now I'm always in the charts, man. But when I do hang out with my family, I want everyone to know I'm present and active. Summer, do I hang out with you all the time?
Yeah.
Can you tell everyone how much you love me?
You're the best daddy in the world.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you, sweetie. See? You heard it here first. These kids are so fun, man. I love kids.
I'm an elephant.
Keep a positive attitude, you know? So loading up Bookmap. Bookmap has all this liquidity above us. It's got a lot of liquidity right above us, which is crazy, right? Look at all that liquidity right above us. Pretty interesting. It tells you a sell wall at 52,000. But we also got this guy now up at 55. He was not there yesterday. It did not look like this. Got these lower bands at 50,000, but that's a buy wall, right? So it's interesting. It says there's more liquidity to the upside. It suggests that we do go higher. But look, Bitcoin is down since I started the live stream. Bitcoin is down since I started the live, right? But there you go. That's the idea for Bookmap. Bookmap says we go higher. However, I don't take that as 100%. I use my own TA and you know, I see what it says. At 50,800, 896, I was bearish. I was bearish this morning when we cracked 50, when we were at 51,000, about 51,994. So I've been bearish based on the probabilities of the charts, right? And look, now we're breaching that line to the downside, 7-minute. Now we definitely got some type of like descending triangle brewing here, in my humble opinion. Now, a lot of the times you will get the bounce here. You know, I'm not saying you won't be able to get a little scalp bounce up here. I'm just, you know, with low volume Friday, I'm not going to be all about it right now. And you see me, I'm always live trading. And then I'm like, why is he not live trading? Well, because the market has shifted, right? It's not as, the probability isn't higher to make the gains. It's less likely to make the gains. All right. Look, when a falling wedge breaks down, it will break straight down. And this will also complement this idea here. This is almost a bit of an M pattern with a lower, and look, here's a lower low, a lower high. And there you had 50,695 as Bitcoin starting to drop. And you could tell I was already, you know, I've been bearish. And so there you have it again. If anyone just took that short right now, you'd be in the money. And that is the head and shoulder. That's like a head and shoulder pattern now in a way. You see that? You. And remember, I woke up this morning, I was able to see the inverted, and I said, could the 7 get us above the 200 SMA? But the 7-minute couldn't. So someone could say, you woke up bullish, now you're bearish. You said one thing, you said the other. No. I said that we were in invert. No one said that to me. I just want to make it clear. That's what beginners do because they can't interpolate price action like someone that does it all the time. They're not there yet, right? So they think of the small, simple idea. All they can see is he said inverted. They don't understand that what I said is we got to watch the 7-minute to see if we can break above the 200 SMA and the resistance for confirmation. I said if we can't break above those two levels, you got to expect more downside. The second that candle closed red right there, you had to assume that we were going to go lower. However, I did say there's low volume on a Friday, and you're unlikely to get the follow-through that you're looking for, all right? I feel like I got to do the whole Versace shirt, right, babe? Because, they should see this insane shirt. I like wearing the suit jacket, but it doesn't, you can wear this at the beach because you just, sit there, you can wear these anywhere you want. I got the tie on, too. I had the pink pocket square. You guys, man, I was ready. Tony came on the show. He did it already. He plugged the clothing line. He plugged the DJ gear. So awesome, man. Oh, thank you. Look, they got me a little sandwich.
He's treating you better than I'm treating you. I'm getting a little jealous. All right, let's go, guys.
It's sad. My portfolio is going to lose a boatload of money while I go to the beach now. I'm going to watch my portfolio dump by hundreds of thousands of dollars. Give me your credit card, you said? Why do you need my credit card? Oh. JetBlue.
Ready, guys? All right.
Yeah, so sorry.
And you can no. And you can use it whatever you want.
Yeah, I should have had them all nice and neat, though. Oh, these are a different pair?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Same one.
Here.
It's amazing. Anyway. All right, everybody. So, but look. And price action's been crazy recently. They won't let the shorts win too much. You got to scalp. You got to be in and out all the time. Look, haven't been in any amazing gains here. Here was a slanted Adam and Eve.
Can you and someone get out of the house? This way, on. This way.
Here's a slanted Adam and Eve. Right. I just want to show you how Adam and Eves are slanted. He wants to be on the show, don't you, Leon? Leon wants to be here. Boom, see that? And you made the measured move. I'm always showing you how there's trades everywhere to be had, right? Look, this was a weird inverted head and shoulder for gains. Bye, Nyla, I love you, baby. You're my sweetie Petey. Broke out a little bit, but you didn't get the follow through, right? So you've been getting somewhat of the little things that we go for, but just not enough. It's just not been. It hasn't been enough. Triple bottom. You got the 1, 2, 3. You could almost consider that an inverted head and shoulder that did break out, which So, but it just you have to be super technical, know exactly what you're doing, get in and out, be extremely disciplined. Been very hard chop to trade if you don't know what you're doing, 100%. And a lot of people are emotional with their bigger portfolios. They don't know what's going on. And then AI coins start ripping, and they're like, what's happening? And this is what happens in a bull run in a crypto scenario. It's not always cut and dry. And then you'll hear everyone telling you where the market's going. Nobody knows. Don't listen to the herd or the people. Listen to people that show you the charts. All right? There's 10 or 12 people that only do the charts out here, and they're good to listen to. I'll tell you who's good to listen to. Crypto Crew University. That's a good guy to watch. He does a video every Wednesday. Nothing wrong with watching that dude. I think he's awesome. So there, I'm willing to promote other people's stuff, he's spot on, man. You know what I mean? Jason Castor's spot on too. The stuff when he looks at the long term, but he doesn't do the big analysis like Crypto University he's a lot more like me, how he'll look at the weekly and he looks at some other moving averages and stuff like that. We both have our way of going about it. Casper is the greatest leverage trader I've ever seen on Bitcoin, really, when it comes down to it. You know what I mean? He gets into alts a little bit, but he's mainly a Bitcoin dude. He's on his Bitcoin game. And then you got Crown, right? Eric Crown, he's a good channel. He's so technical, though, has this jewel thing. If you don't get into his indicator, I feel like it's, and I never did. So, but I think he's a great guy, and I like his analysis. And he's spot on. He doesn't feed you juju. None of these channels that I told you shill coins. None of us shill coins. You know what I mean? We may have a referral link to an exchange, and that's about it. Like, we don't shill coins. And think about it. The referral link to the exchange that I use right now that I'm going to talk about, which is MEXC, it's the least amount of fees. So it's the one where an influencer can make the least amount. Like, if I wanted to gouge, I wouldn't do MEXC. Bybit is doing 6 times the fees. All the other big exchanges are doing 6 times the fees. The only exchange that's not doing that is MEXC. So MEXC isn't doing that. Like, and because of that, I think, I feel really good about promoting it because it's not taking all your money. You can actually spot trade for 0% fees. I mean, 0%. Right? And then they made the future fee very, very small. So you can mark it in and mark it out. When it's really nice to be able to flash in and flash out when you want. When the fees are too high, it's not that good. When the fees are low, it makes it very easy to get in and out of a trade, which makes it easier to be profitable or less difficult. I found when the fees were lowered, much easier to be profitable, especially on your phone if you have to get out of the quick. This changes the game for me. There's a real reason why I like MEXC. And you can KYC with a RNS ID, so you don't have to feel like a shade ball. All right, you have your name and everything, and you'll know who you are, and you can call customer service and be like, where, blah, 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 my name's blah, blah, blah. This is my ID. I did a verification. So don't worry. Everything will be spot on. You know what I mean? Look at this, 50,644 continuing to the downside. Who told you that Bitcoin was going to dump? Anybody? Was there anybody out here that heard some guy saying Bitcoin was going to dump this morning? All right. Lit, please going to pump. I don't think so. If I was in lit, I would be taking my profit. If you're saying lit, please going to pump, it sounds like you bought the top. Now it's dumping. You woke up, you saw a post, you did no research, you didn't rechart, you just bought it. Maybe I'm wrong now. I don't want to be rude, but I can usually tell from someone's language what they're doing. Are you invested in ZK Swap Finance? No, I'm not. I don't have the time. Sammy Smalls called it. Yep, Biggie Smalls is the illest. Biggie Smalls is the illest. Who called the short on the drop to the top? I'm in the short for a week. I hope it broke down this time. Oh, wow, you've been waiting and waiting and waiting. The short must be interesting for you. I don't consider myself a serious person. Lifer is serious without sacrificing his own humor. I like TA, but I'm trying to build my process to be better. God bless Wick 589. I love that Wick 589. It makes me think about XRP, right? Get that Wick to 589. You're funny, man. I think that's what you're doing there. I'm pretty sure. I love it. I like that play on words there. That's funny, man. Well, it's not even a play on words, but I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing there. That's funny. Can you do some Jasmine technicals for me to see if how effed I am, if you don't mind? No worries, man. Do you really want to know how effed you am, though? Do you want to know it? Like, because once you're done, I'm going to show it to you, and it's going to be it's going to be the facts. Are you ready for the facts? No, you want it. All right, so we're going to take a look at the Super Chat. Sushi, Shipping, TUSDT, Hex, Link, Mina, ABT, and Caspa. All right? Sad to say, we will be getting pullbacks in a lot of projects. When you boom up like that, things pull back, right? Your Solana long you called out a week ago is about to hit. I thought I called out a short on Solana. The last thing if it's been a week, I could have changed the TA since then. You know what I mean? A week is a long time. All right? I remember putting out a head and shoulder on Solana the last time I looked at it. All right? Saying it was going to dump to the downside, right? And I'm loving this, man, because I was going to buy a lot of Solana, but I had to wait. Man, you're so effed, it's not even funny. Kidding. You're stacked, man. Man. So the last time I looked at Solana, I put out a head and shoulder for the coin, and I nailed it. Look at that. I call that for you guys. Look at that. I did. You got to give me credit for that one, man, because nobody saw that coming. Everyone was super bullish. And I just showed you the head and shoulder pattern and drew the neckline and told you were going to go to the 200 SMA. It's exactly what you did. Down 11% now. Bang, bang, bang on the Solana short, right? Who here caught the Solana short? Who's here saw me talk about it? And let's take a look here. If I search my charts, and I just searched the last time I put out Solana, and again, think about it, everyone. I just do what I see. I don't do any. Look, Solana short to 97, head and shoulder pattern, oversold on the 6-hour Stokes, 219. So like everyone thinks I'm a long boy that only longs, but I can, because I can trade anything you want. Look, flip this upside down. We would have traded it bullishly. I don't care which way the chart looks. I'll take my gains either way, baby. All right. So I could tell you that Solana was going to drop days before it dropped. How? I'm a magician. I'm a psychic. I'm the smartest man in the world. No, I'm really a simpleton, man. I just do the same thing over and over again. Yo, my daughter within 2 to 3 weeks can identify a head and shoulder pattern. Let me say that again. my 9-year-old daughter, within 2 weeks of training, can identify a head and shoulder pattern. She could have told me to short this. She would have seen that and said, short that, Dad. That's a head and shoulder. You go to the downside. Kids are the best traders. They don't second guess anything. They just do what it does. They do what it does. My daughter sees a head and shoulder. She said, oh, that's down. And she walks away. She doesn't even second guess it. So you have to ask yourself, are you as smart as a 9-year-old? Okay? No, and I'm not trying to be funny because people think he's being rude. But what I am saying is this. We get so smart as we get mature in our ways, and we think we know it all. And what happens is we block ourselves from simple logic. And there's things that are right in front of you, right? Kids have unfiltered brains. Amen. Adults still guessing. Exactly. No, my daughter, she got a trading, I'm hooking her up right now with a trading account. I'm starting her first online business for her and a trading account. She's going to be a millionaire by the time she hits 17 years old. My daughter's going to make her first millionaire in business easily. Probably before that, because she's going to start when she's 10. She's going to have 7 years to make $1 million. She's going to get there. I'm more of an 8-year-old. Yeah, so who here has the 8-year-old mind? Supply and demand. So anyway, I called this short for you for Solana. Beautiful move. I did not jump into that big bag of Solana I wanted to because I said, hey, this could blow up. But no, this could be the entry for Solana. Could be the beautiful entry for Solana. So let's take a look. Is this the call? Or is Solana going to fall further to the downside here, make this M pattern, and complete the move down to 80? Here's the deal for me. I don't think I would have to feel like I have to get into this bottom. We got the bounce here, and we do something like this, and I got us back inside the center, and I saw maybe a flag on a 7-minute, I'd get in there, right? Can you do an analysis of Cardano chart? Is Space Mesh on your radar? Never heard of Space Mesh. Everybody, new coin around the radar. Ding, 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 ding. New coin, new coin, new coin, new coin, new coin, new coin. New coin alert, everybody. New coin alert. Space Mesh. It could be grimy. We don't know. Don't jump on it just because I said it. Let's take a look. Space Mesh. All right. Not coming out right there, so it tells me it's not even out. Space token. I like microvision chain. Space Mesh. I'm going to move on right now. Maybe it's on anyway. But anyway, another beautiful call in the channel. Nailed the Solana short. Down 12%. And the Kochi, I hope you're feeling better, man. I heard you were super sick. I hope you're okay, man. I usually feel your energy through the ethereal space and time, and I could feel you missing. I could just feel you. It's weird. I can tell when my staff is not around, even if they don't say anything. I get this I'm so connected to people and vibration and energy that I pick up on a lot of things without even knowing it. But then I eventually can figure out what it is. But I hope you're okay, Lakochi. I love you, man. And thank you for everything you do, brother. God bless you, brother. Dark mode. I don't use dark mode on CoinMarketCap ever for any reason. Yeah. I always use light mode because this is how I found all my gains on light mode for years. I can't go back. Yeah. If I go to dark mode, it's going to throw me off. I can't do it. Can't do it. Yeah. I use dark mode on a lot of other things, but not on, and we don't have dark mode on the website. Maybe I have to get dark mode on my website now. I wonder if it would help or do anything. I don't think people care too much. Let's take a look at what's hot right now as Bitcoin's kind of pulling back. SYAI coin continues. File sharing's up huge, 51%. I can't believe it got to $1 billion market cap. Now, I got it to SYAI coin at 0.0001 in the last rally, and then went it up. Remember, I was looking at StarkNet the other day. I got in at 190. It went to 185, 190, 187. I was down $200. I cut it off. To me, $200 is nothing, right? So I was just doesn't matter to me. But I wanted, there's some feelings that this could. I got a good vibes that this is going to do some damage, but it's got to be at the right time, right? So not a lot of hot coins right now. Today is pretty lackluster, right? Nothing really moving in the last hour. Pyth up a little bit. It is coming back to support. Wow, we could get a pretty big pullback in this market. We had an amazing rally. It was insane. But I wouldn't be surprised if we got a little bit of a pullback here. And I'm sorry, I know everyone wants me to be 100% bullish all the time and tell them that it's going up every day, but it just, I can't. Look at the last hour. Even Uni's down. Nothing is green right now except for the StarkNet and SYAI coin. That's it. A little bit of Pyth action. But the whole market's pretty flat, Uniswap had a beautiful night last night. SYAI coin had a beautiful night. For the most part, everything else is down. On the week, we had a beautiful week, right? Fat AGIX up 100%. Wildcoin Fed up 56%. I mean, it was amazing for anyone that was in like if you were in the positions that I've been in for a while, you had the last 4 days have been almost like ethereal, like you couldn't even believe it. I'm even in Beam, and Beam's up too as well. One of my bigger, so, and I put out Axel. Remember Axelar, Waxel, that continued to pump. Akash Network is a hot one too that continues to and the Woo Network, Woo Trade, right? Flare keeps pumping too. I've been noticing Flare getting, doing damage. But the big boys had to pull back. I may be taking out my TIA stake and putting the money somewhere else. You know what I mean? There could be something better coming around the bend there. How many people did we have on the stream after we survived the beatdown there of the technical difficulties? 1,192 people on the stream, 400 likes. Can we get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. It would be the nicest thing you ever did. Let's take a look at Sushi. Sushi should be moving technically, all right? But I called that short for Solana. I'm proud of myself for sticking to my guns there. Because when I see a call and I see it, my mind says that's going to go. But I have to, what if I don't put it out? If I put it out and it doesn't go right, insecurity there, right? Because, but I have to believe. So you have to think, I'm showing you how to believe by running a trading group. Because when I put out that short for Solana, I'm telling you I believe in this. I believe in the probability. I believe that chart is going to make me look good. It's going to help my business continue. There's a 70% chance that chart's going to play out the way I said it is. And I only put so much faith in it because I've been doing it for so long. I only did it for like a year or two. It'd take me some time. But you know how many times a head and shoulder played out for me? So many more times than it didn't. So if the thing that happens to you happens more than it doesn't, then you do that thing for the rest of your life, right? If you wore glasses when you drove at night and, the odds were better that you wouldn't get in an accident, then you just wear the glasses. It doesn't say you're not going to get in an accident. It doesn't say you're guaranteed. It just says, hey, I'm going to do what may up the odds for me. So if you trade with technical analysis, it's going to up the odds for you, period. It's like if you saw that there is a 60% chance of raining, so you brought an umbrella when you went outside in the house. Doesn't mean it's going to rain for sure, but the chances are pretty high. Now, you bring the umbrella, right? Because most of the time you end up using it, right? That's technical analysis. That's a great metaphor for technical analysis, right? It shows that you believe in it because it happens most of the time. And that's why once you do it all the time, you can benefit from it. If you don't do it all the time, you can't benefit from it. So Sushi, like everyone showed us, all these like decentralized exchanges had a little bit of a run today. Someone decided, I think some billionaire must have put in just went around the line and just put a bunch of money in all of them. Oh yeah, I'll buy those. And he's going to walk away. He doesn't care about the price right now. He's, yeah, those are good before they get above the zone. So he bought a bunch and he shot the price up. That's what it looks like to me. Like a group of people or a large amount of people all put money on dexes. And they put money on like Sushi, Uni, like the older dexes too that we had in the past. So is Sushi going to continue? It got really far away from the 21 on a massive pump out while Bitcoin's also acting up. It's a little weird, These pumps look unsustainable, to be honest. You're looking for the 50-minute to come and retest, hit some key areas here. Make a flag. If it is bullish, maybe it can consolidate like this. We don't know what's going to happen for sure. And it looks like it may even come all the way back down to the top of the channel. We don't know for sure. No guarantees at all. But, I'd be watching this Sushi. I'd be taking profits on it. I think I have Sushi in a wallet that I have from back of the day. Sad, I had a Coinbase wallet on my phone. I don't think I wrote down the seed phrase. I'll be honest with everybody. But it always opened. And one day I was like, I'm going to write that. Wear the shirt with 2 buttons and sleek your hair back. You're funny. And let your chain up. She's funny, right? You want to do that Miami style? My wife. She's like, I want to see you all the way. Hey, man, it was so exciting for today. I was getting ready for the stream. Yeah, and you can't have this. You can't have the wife beater. You gotta have it's gotta have that chest hair out. Hey, and you have the Cuban link too. I got the 3,000. I bought this for $3,000, like 24 Italian gold. I bought this for $3,000 like 6 years ago in New York City in the Diamond District. But it's got to be worth more now. But gold hit that all-time high, baby. I was always into gold. I would buy and sell gold, trade gold. Gold started my trading career. Yeah, let that hamburger meat hang out, man. You're funny, man. Bitcoin dumping, but one coin going to 1,500 with a 10x guarantee, 30 minutes left. Bitcoin dumping, but one coin going to 1,500 What 10x? 30 minutes. I don't know what he's saying, man. Slick back Sammy, the look you have in dinner with Pat Riley. Yeah. You guys want it? I know you want it. Let's get. Hold on. Hey, Bobby. Hey, Vinny over here. Look at it. Hey, who you talking to over here? This is Miami, huh? It's a Friday afternoon, huh? What are you doing over here? Shout out to the 1,142 people here on the live. What do you guys think of Slick Back Sammy look now? Can you handle it? Do you think Bitcoin will go lower today? Yes, it looks. I don't know what I think, actually. I don't think anything. The charts convey that it will go lower. Find out. He's in the mafia soon. You're funny, man. Love it. You selling Cadillacs over here. Jamie Dimon sold 150 million in shares of JP Morgan. Hey, man, he had to, right? Mobbing. Vice City, we love it, right? That's some sauce. Lifer Adam. Why buy Mexicoin? I mean, the Mexicoin is a good idea. For me, a long-term investment in the exchange, you know? Just need some Carter frames like Pimp C. No, we got the Versace shades, bro. Come on, man. We got you, bro. We got you, man. We do it all the time. On the 80s Miami Vice, Jersey in Miami. Yeah. Can you give your view on Galacoin? Dude, I'm in Versace right now. This is straight Versace. Like vintage Versace, too, that you can't get. Like you have to handpick this stuff and find it. You know what I mean? It doesn't get better than that. Bro is ready for Miami. Dead, he said. Miami Vice vibes, bro. How's Mina going? I got out of Mina. Big pimpin', spinning cheese. I like Palm AI. I think it could do numbers. I think I would hold it for a month or two, guys. You all want money immediately. Look at my AGX. I was buying it for a year and a half before it did that huge pump. Everyone wants their money, but it doesn't happen like that. It takes time. P&G just banging on them. Pangolin did numbers, man. Out of control. Just banging. I think Pangolin might continue too. I would watch Pangolin as it retests this key area here at 21 cents. Pangolin was hot last couple of days, so pay attention to Pangolin. All right. And look, I had it down here. I was looking at Pangolin back in the day. I was looking at here. I didn't ever look back to it. I didn't set alert, so I would have been alert and redraw, and then I could have drawn a fib. But man, Pangolin just out of control. Again, I didn't put a setup or anything. It was, but I looked at it somewhere, back in January or June. Is that June? No, yeah, back in January. But that thing is hot today too right now, just doing numbers. Doge 2.0. We got a lot of coins. Just RFD, which is refund coin. And get your taxes done, everybody. I finished my taxes today. Yesterday I had my review. Have your review with your accountant. Get it done. I'm early bird status, You got to get your taxes done if you're in the court March 15th, man, or a month before everybody else. So now I'd like to see Joe break out of here. Like we already went over Joe, but I like Joe. See, you got to put the Alt V and then right click and set that alert for Joe. All right. What are you doing to me now? Add the alert on the blue line. When the price action hits the blue line, I'll be alerted. It could be lower, it could be higher. It's really not about where it is. It's about crossing the line for me. All right, don't cross that line with me, boy. Let's take a look at the total market cap of all of the altcoins. They got everybody hyped right now. Maybe they sucked them all into altcoins so they could sell off onto the altcoins. You always have to remember, what are the market makers doing to take advantage of you? Are you the exit liquidity? If you're the exit liquidity, you may want to take a step back. All right. Got to ask yourself, man, if you don't know who, right, the mark is, then you're the mark. Straight up. So look, we got well above the 200 SMA on the 5-day chart. And I said if we did that, expect more upside. And we continued up. So you know what? Yeah, Bitcoin pulls back, the whole market pulls back, but I feel like we pull back to 1.73 here. Then we start our chop and our next leg up. If we lose 1.73, I may be thinking about like selling off certain positions and buying them back when we come to this key area. Could this make a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder? It very well may. I'll be open-minded to it. A little bit of bearish div there too as well. What we want to see is this previous resistance hold the support no matter what the bearish div does. Let's take a look at total 3. That's the total market cap of all of cryptocurrency, excluding, this is the total market cap of all the altcoins, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. We're also going to look at DXY for you and break it down. Thank you for doing that. God bless you guys. Shout out to the super chats out there. And you can see the internet's even kind of, it's acting a fool today. Look, I've hit this plus button 3 times now. It didn't register. See? It's making me like pick it that way for whatever reason. So this is the altcoins. They got above the 200 SMA on the 5-day chart. They have to keep this. If they break down, we're going to see a major pullback in the altcoins. Now, we've had a massive altcoin. Everyone's like, when's altcoin season? You had October all the way to now. I mean, it's just funny. Everyone wants altcoin season. Now, the big season's going to be way bigger than this. Like, I'm not trying to tell you this is it. And look, see this swift move down? I don't see why we won't make a swift move up. And that's why I see our way to $730 billion. And so I'm getting mixed signals into the market. Yes, there's bearish div. Yes, we could get a pullback. But there's also some big signs of bullishness, like when you close a 5-day candle above the 200 SMA. I'm going to be watching this setup on the 5-day very closely. As long as we stay above these 2 yellow lines and the 200, we have nothing to worry about. The second we close a 5-day candle below this 200 SMA, I'm going to send out the alert. I'm going to tell my whole entire trading group. I'm going to say, hey, everyone, we have some caution here in the altcoins. We need to pay attention. All right. So I'll be doing that. Don't worry. And I do it every day. I don't take days off. You're never going to, oh, he was in Miami, so he didn't tell us what happened. You guys are my priority. My wife and kids are my priority, right? But what I do for a living is my trading group, teaching people, and my charts and my trades, right? So by directly being in the trading group every day, I watch my own trades, right? So by becoming an immersed educator and becoming a guy who runs a trading group, I innately do better because I'm always watching the charts, right? So if I have to watch the charts for you, I got to watch the charts for me. So by becoming an educator and running the trading group, it also helped me make even more money in my own trading. You get it? Because I stayed more dedicated to my craft. Boom. So when I put all my effort into the trading group, to me, it is effort into my family because that's how I support my family, right? Through my trades, through all the different facets of my income, through my, through YouTube, through my trading group, everything that I do, right? We want to see the DXY make this right shoulder to the downside. So I'm just saying I put my YouTube channel first because in a way that does put my family first because, what I do, at the time, there are times when you need to be there for your kids. This is what dads do sometimes, and I've done it. And I'm going to make this is a key insight to being a dad. You work so hard for the family, but then you still got to push the bicycle for the daughter and watch it. But you're like, but I'm at work for you guys. And then you come home, you're tired. And sometimes you can say, I know I'm not there for you guys, but I'm always there for you guys, but that's the dichotomy of being a dad. We got to be there for our jobs. We also got to be there in person. And just because we're there for our jobs and we do provide, that doesn't take away from the fact that we didn't throw some bread with the ducks with our daughter on the pond that day, or we didn't take a walk into the woods and look at some chipmunks. Like, you got to take that time. I know you're the producers, and I know there's some women out there, you may be the breadwinner, whoever's the breadwinner, and you're stressed out, and you're doing all, you still got to have that present moment, right? There's some dads that don't provide as much financials, but they provide a lot of emotional support. So you could say, hey, so once you start providing so well financially for your family and it's taking away from your emotional connection, you got to dial it back and find the balance. Otherwise, you're going to become a workaholic dad and your kids and family are never going to see you. I'm on the brink of that sometimes. I will be honest, but because I work from home, thank God I work from home. If I didn't work from home and I had to fly places and do things, oh my God, my life would have been, I never would have seen my kids because I would have been in love with I'm a workaholic. But the fact that you can work from home, so just remember that I'm just trying to take the young men and women out here starting families, doing your thing, just kind of going over these concepts and ideas, right? Be present with your kids. Never make an excuse for why you can't be present with your kids, okay? And I'm telling this to myself right now. And when I speak to you guys, I speak to myself. I'm not telling you guys I do it all right. This helps me do the right thing as well, all right? So now look, shoulder, head, right shoulder. We want this DXY to dump. We want this DXY to dump. The 5-day chart's about to dump hard. All right? Bitcoin's 5-day chart is a little overbought too. Could Bitcoin and the dollar dump together? Looks like they may actually, that happened last November when Bitcoin dumped the dollar. They both dumped at the same time. I'm seeing a move here, but then eventually Bitcoin will just get a little pullback. The dollar will continue down. Just like we traded Solana, shoulder, head, right shoulder to the downside. Same thing I'm seeing here on the DXY. It doesn't change just because it's the DXY. All right? I'm sorry, all the politicians that want a strong dollar, and I love the dollar. Believe me, I love America, man. I was born in Boston, one of my land two of by sea, Paul Revere, the Freedom Trail, Bunker Hill. Like we're reminded by the Revolutionary War every day of our lives in Boston. When you grew up in Boston, that is Independence Town, USA, baby. Like that's where it started. Boston is where the America started, man. Philadelphia, Boston, like this was it. The Liberty Bell, like so. When you grow up in Boston, it's the origins of it all, man. You're reminded of every single day of what we fought for and where we came from. That's why I can't stand to see the things that I see. Shout out to John DEATON, man. I'm going all the way for John DEATON, man. May he defeat Elizabeth Warren in the next election. I've never wanted to see someone win so bad in my life. John DEATON, baby. John DEATON. John DEATON. And I'm usually not political, but today, John DEATON has stood up for each and every one of us for crypto. I don't care what else you got to say. He has stood up for every single one of us for crypto. He stood up on CBDCs, the SEC, XRP. The guy's put his money where his mouth is. He's an ex-Marine. Yo, go John DEATON. Someone clip this out. Send it to John. Tell him I love him and I support him. All right? Let's go, baby. Let's go. Look, shoulder, head, right shoulder to the downside. This is a key resistance area. I do not want to see the dollar get back above 104. We want to continue further to the downside here for the U.S. dollar index. All right, we are overbought. The 5-day chart suggests a dump is coming. We've been working on this head and shoulder ever since we started making the right shoulder, right? I've been showing you guys this for a long, long time. ES1, the S&P futures, continuing to pump on the 5-day chart, getting very extended though. Look at that. I mean, you feel like there has to be somewhat of a pullback at one point. That's insanity. What do I keep saying every weekly? Remember I do the weekly technical analysis? I keep telling you guys, it's likely we're going to get a dump. I mean, we're going to continue to pump. And remember when I did my weekly analysis last week? I said, when I come back next week, let's look at the daily. I said, when I come back next week, we're likely going to continue. I said, I see the charts. And look, we're up even higher. I thought we'd just go sideways and then pump. We already broke out the flag already. My prediction from last week on my macro analysis was correct again. I told you they're going to print money. We got above a key resistance now. Now we are seeing, this is crazy what they're doing. And look at the 1 day says a big pump is coming for the S&P. So this tells me when I come back to my weekly analysis next week, it's going to continue. We're going to see somewhere at 5,442. I see a continuation move on the daily for the S&P. They're going to continue to print money. They don't have a choice at this point. They can't stop. Inflation is going to rip. It's going to get out of control. Gasoline's going to continue to go up. I don't know what they're going to do with the Fed. And then they're going to have to keep rates flat. Eventually, they have to cut them because if they can't cut them, they're going to have to say what they didn't. You have to realize because they didn't cut them, then they have to cut them now because if they don't cut them, then everyone's going to say, well, why didn't then you were raising them too much then back then? You get it? You overextended us. Why did you overextend us? So they have to cut to justify the fact that they weren't cut, that they were raising before. You get it? The dichotomy of the. My mind just did this math. It went, and I was like, oh my God. They have to say it's called saving face. So even if, see, the problem is they keep doing the wrong thing because they keep saving face for what they did before. Instead of just stopping and saying, listen, we may have made a mistake, let's stop. The second they do that, they're going to get tomatoes thrown at them, and then everyone's going to say, get them out, and then there's going to be the people outside screaming. They don't want to do that. They're trying to stop civil unrest against the Fed, right? So they have to play this game. They have to play this game. And so indirectly, they're doing the wrong thing because it looks better on the outside, but it's not. It's so crazy. It's such a mind tweak. Right? And some of them probably think they're doing the best they can. Like they don't see it anywhere else. So they think they're doing the best that they can. Right? And so, some people know their grind, but it all depends. All right? It all depends. God bless everybody here. So I see more coming for the S&P. And you can see Bitcoin a little uncorrelated now because the S&P didn't get an influx on an ETF pump. What goes up must come down, everybody. Nothing gets inflated that much. Once the indicators start pulling back, the bots start to take control. All right, you have to remember, bots do a lot. You know, people are programming their bots to handle the traffic, right? So that's just one thing that you got to understand when it comes to trading. That's why the head and shoulder plays out blind if you don't think about it, because it's the bots that are in control. Dude, Bitcoin getting back above 51,000. And honestly, there's been no follow through lately. You try to short, they rip it back up. You try to long, they rip it back down. Like it just been not much of a, look, you got your short down. We got to a low of 50,645. And then look, the stochastics got low on the 7. We didn't even get that strong of a bullish div, and we pumped back to the upside. Trying to see if this is bullish div here, maybe on the 5. I don't see any strong bullish maybe on the 15. Okay, some bullish divergence on the 15. What does that mean? Well, I'll show you. It's like a double. But if you grab this low here and you swing it up, that's an uptrend. But here's a downtrend. And that does tell me we would get a bounce, and we did get that bounce. It's not the best. And look, this was kind of an Adam and Eve double top that played out slanted. Weird, right? Again, at the end of the day, it's all about the 7-minute getting back above the 200 SMA. You need to see this move now. You got to recapture this level, this yellow line, and this line right here at 51,350. You can't get above this resistance. Expect more downside. And this is just really, at the end of the day, it's just chop inside of this descending triangle. All right, move the moving averages. So even if we are bearish, you would expect the bounce to the top of the channel. Right? Ding, ding. Oh. That's why I'm saying wait for this to break out and retest. That would be the perfect place to long. Or if we break out here and we make a flag on the 7 or the 5, or you get above a 200 SMA right in this area, because you broke above the support of resistance. And that's going to be a very likelihood trade. So I'm already setting my mind up for that trade. So when I give you guys that setup, maybe, 24, 30 hours from now, I'm already planning on it, right? All my setups, even the ones that look like scalps that I do at the very moment, I was waiting for a key level to get above there, and then I'm waiting for the 7 minutes to prevent that scalp. So I'm waiting for a 7-minute scalp above this point of control. You get it? With the 200 SMA interacting, hopefully, or maybe getting above a 200 SMA in the 15-minute while the 7-minute also flags. That is going to give me my and I'm going to be able to execute, right? Falling wedges do break up to the upside 68% of the time. We wick down on a scarcity, but we had that bullish divergence in the 15-minute. Could we break back to the upside? You would take the length of the base of this, and that would tell you where this is going to go, right? Just somewhere here. And then we're going to be tussling with this resistance and this area here. We're going to have to break above this point of control to remain bullish. Can the bulls step up right now in the next 2 to 3 hours on a low volume Friday to get us through here and continue all the way to the upside? This would negate all this bearish, talk that this is a descending triangle, and then we could be back inside this maybe up and down chop for another week or two till the daily comes back to that 21 and things reset. That is the most bullish scenario for me. I don't see a massive pump to the upside. It'd be very unlikely based on the daily 21 SMA. At the same time, anything is possible, and I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. So that's Bitcoin in a bit of a nutshell. Let's get back into those super chats. Shout out to everybody here. Let's take a look at shipping and T. Then we'll look at Hex and Link. All right. SHP. Let's do SHP and G. ING. It is ING, yeah. And I'm traveling, just so you know, I'm using like hotel Wi-Fi, and that's why, there's a bit of a little bit of a lag. Wow, so this thing ripped. Unbelievable. Look, from the consolidation, again, everything is up huge. It's just crazy to see, right? Shipping up absolutely huge on Coinbase. I'd be looking at it on the daily time frame. Whenever you get these extensions away from the 21, it's just like, yikes. It looks like a lot of money just seemed to got injected out of nowhere into the market. It's just like, I've been just massive green candles, just one out of all these, So look, this to me is overextended. So the first thing I do is I pull a fib here from wick to wick, right? I can't stand the song. I don't know why it always ends up playing. I want to work on a more upbeat. It's like a dark. Anyway. How's the stream going? You guys still see what's going on? Everything going well? Do we get any drop frames? Getting burned out by how many free comments get read when we don't have time for super chats. Wow, so like what a weird like so you just took a positive scenario and you turned it into a negative, right? Isn't that weird? You took a positive scenario and you turned it into a negative. See what you did? I'm just justifying it. What else? How many times do you do that in other situations in your life, Nasty? You don't want to do that, man. I'm pointing it out. I used to do that a lot. Like something would happen. Right now you can be like, wow, I'm super happy that he's here and that he got the super chats done that he did. You know, guy's on vacation. I'm super happy for him. Instead, you're like, wow, he's reading things, but it's just not the mentality you want to have, man. And I love you. I'm not trying to start like a banter with you, but I'm pointing out something that you probably do in other facets of your life. You look for a negative aspect. You can't do that. You have to always look for the positive scenario every single time, even if you're irritated, even if it doesn't seem right. Because what did that do for you? What did that comment do for you? It didn't do anything for you, right? I actually wasted more time, right? I don't know. Shipping, I would see, comes back down to the 618, you know, and if it didn't, I'd be looking for the 5, right? So you could look for the smaller time frames to see if they continue to make flags, right? And then there could be some extensions here, but you have to remember that the daily just ripped, and the daily's way away from the 200 SMA. So the thing is, I've seen the small time frames pump, but I don't know, you know. So you could take a shot on this and continue it up, and I don't, you know. I just want to hear my chat, babe. Yeah, exactly. It's all about you. It's not about the show, right? It's all about you. It's what you want. See? See that? I'll be honest, like, there's no clause that says these are guaranteed to be done. I'm super nice and I do them all, and I always will. But just like, I've sent super chats that never got answered many times on YouTube my whole life. You know, you're lucky that I'm the nicest guy that answers them. And I answer them because I'm a businessman. It's good for business. I'm not stupid. You know what I mean? Like, you don't not answer people when they ask you stuff, right? But you have to remember, too, I'm also a human being, all right? I'm not a computer. Like my math teacher used to say, I will not put on tap shoes and dance for you. Like, she used to say that. If you didn't pay attention, you asked her to repeat it, she would go up to your desk, she would stare at you. Mrs. Wilson, I always remember, I will not put on tap shoes and dance for you. Like, who do you think I am? You know what I mean? I loved her, man. She was the best teacher in the school. Mrs. Wilson. She called me Paul Revere. And she called my other buddy Slick Willie. Slick Willie and Paul Revere. It's always you. Me and him were always doing something stupid. One time I had a water gun. You know, a gun in school was not a good idea. And I used this little water gun. And yeah, anyway, I had to jump out the window. There was this little platform. My buddy opened the window. I jumped out. So they couldn't find me. Then I got back in, said I was out in the hallway. What are they talking about? Because I knew that window connected to it. It was so crazy, man. Jumping out the window. But like, I wasn't jumping out the window. I don't know if our school had this like platform in between the windows. Yeah, I don't know if you remember. So I could jump out, run out, open up another window in the hallway, and then come back in the room and act like what do you mean? I wasn't in the room. Like, how could I have done that? I wasn't here. And I played it off, right? And they tried to send me to I was like, but but I jumped out the window. It's just... So she called me Slick Willie and Paul Revere, man. We were like, you know. Also, I'll be honest, for whatever reason, see how like it's taken long. I would have done more super chats, but it's just even the internet's a little sloppy. I'm traveling. I'm using Wi-Fi. I apologize. So that's like, it's also hindering me. I'll be honest. And it started like 5 or 10 minutes ago. So look, once you got above the 200 SMA on the daily, you knew Hex was on the way. And now it's getting tight moving averages. I'm still bullish on Hex. I never really changed my scenario on it. I put $500 down here to prove how bullish I was, just to prove it. I still hold Bullish Chain 2 as well. But I see Hex heading further up, all the way to that bigger target here. But it will take its time, maybe up and down. But over time, I do see Hex continuing to the upside. Resetting on the daily, staying above the 200 SMA is a very bullish sign for Hex. That target would take you back to 1.9. All right. Let's look at TUSDT. Like, another thing, too, is, like, ask yourself, would you say the same thing you say in a live, or whatever. I shouldn't do that, but people will just say, in general, people will do things to someone online that they wouldn't do in person. You know what I mean? I find that funny. Like, they'll just, like, I don't know. I don't know why. So, TUSDT. Oh, hold on. I just deleted stuff, right? Because I thought I put this out recently. I also feel bad. My whole family's waiting for me. And my wife begged me to leave early today at 11:30. Because the wind's picking up at 2 and the beach isn't going to be that nice. And I only have like 2 hours to be there. And I'm a workaholic that spends most of his life in front of a computer. Don't feel bad for me. I'll make it worth my while in the long run. I mean, that's a bit of a... See, that's a cup and handle. The daily resetting, but you're above the 200 SMA. You got a point of control there, too, on the VRVP, right? See that red line? Well, if you bring in more at price action. The idea is this. Previous resistance becoming support. If you lose this area, you're going to go, you know. So you watch this. You set a line here. If it breaks back above this, you look for the retest of 3 cents. Bang, retest, bang, right? And then the length of the pole could get you the move. It is somewhat of a symmetrical triangle. So I also like to being super thorough, and we're just getting towards the end of the show. Let's take a look at Chainlink on MEXC. Chainlink's starting to pull back now too. All right. It's a good sign. The whole market. The Chainlink's actually been pulling back for a few days now. All right. And I put this out here. Like, watch this flag. Could we bounce and go sideways? There's a chance we don't break this, 1748 area? So I'd watch this flag. But see how the 21 and the 200 are far apart? Usually tells me we're coming back down to like a 618, even if it's a local one. When I say local, I'm just grabbing this little area to here. It tells me that I wouldn't be surprised if Chainlink falls further down. And we retest this previous support zone. This 786, 1585 could be a really good price for Chainlink. And there's a chance we don't get that. There's a chance that this is your lowest buy. We bounce back up inside, and we start going sideways here. And that is your beautiful entry at 1791. Now, 1817 is okay for me. I don't need to be aggressive at that point. Could even be making a shoulder ahead and somewhat of a right shoulder, too, that drops down later on. But right now, I see a pullback to at least the 618, somewhere around that 1585 area. And again, no guarantees. Let's look at MINA. MINA should be pretty easy. We'll just look at the chart that I put out yesterday. Did it slide further down, or is it still where it was, right? Not really much, not too crazy that we have to do there. USDT, not USTD or whatever, right? MINA protocol here on MEXC. All right. And see, look how long it's taking just to load the TA. Come on. Wasn't doing this earlier, but if someone else like in mine is using the internet, they'll swipe it, or maybe no, maybe that's it. There it goes. It should slap some TA on this right now. I don't know, or maybe there's a chance I deleted it. I don't think so. Yeah, there it is. See, it's taking that long just to show my technical analysis. So you got to bear with me, right, guys? So look, there's a bit of a cup and handle there. We hit that, and I was into MINA. I liked MINA. I was into like 126, 127. It's back at, 128? It's actually looking pretty bullish. It's in the cup and handle. It does have that decentralized vibe to it. It's not file sharing per se, but it's one of the smallest blockchains in the game. So it is file, it's how to make things smaller. And it's a good protocol. It works. It looks pretty interesting to me. Like it could start getting busy. I may get back into MINA, honestly. That's a beautiful cup and handle. And there's my alerts. Bitcoin just has me a little weary with the market, but I like that right now. MINA could easily do a nice pump this weekend. Get a nice little alt pump. That'd be 19% for MINA. And the bigger gain, I'm looking for 91. I was in MINA. I'm back out. I just didn't feel it. Maybe I'll get back in. The 4-hour looks good. The daily looks amazing. It's resetting nicely. And the 1 hour is showing some signs of love too. I don't want to see it lose the 200 SMA on the 4 hour. If it does that, it can come back down. And then we're going to be looking for the double bottom somewhere at about 97 cents, right, for MINA. ABT, Caspa, SYAI, DMTR, and Jupe. Ooh. Arc block. It's funny, tight moving averages, right? And boom, gone. That's all you had to know how to play this. Apparently, I put this out. I never remember doing it, but I guess I did. Arc block ABT on Gate.io, right? Someone might have asked me for a super chat for it. And look, you can tell. It's funny, whenever someone's like, no, he couldn't have done that. But you could tell I go over like 50, 60 coins a day. And you can see, if you ever watch me, you know that I did it because if these are over here, I made these when we were here. All right? When I have to move the yellow line, then you know I did the TA because as DA keeps moving, right, price gets into these yellow lines. So I made them before price was there. ABT. And that thing's up huge. I'm obsessive compulsive. I look at more coins than almost anyone else in the market every day. And I'm just constantly grinding. And I have a really good setup that plays out, a system that plays out. So if you just keep using this system over and over again, it works out over time. Pretty crazy, right? I don't know if this is a super chat or when I did it. Tight moving averages, though. I don't usually trade Gate IO. I kind of remember saying that I don't trade Gate, and it hit the target, 233, ABT. I'd see a pullback back down to the 200 SMA, maybe even a bounce there. An area I'd be looking at for interest is 163 for ABT. Arc Block Protocol. God bless you for doing that. Guys, you got to watch the karate fights tonight. I can't wait to see what happens. It's going to be amazing. Shout out to Boss Rutan, too. Boss Rutan, good friend of mine. I met him when he used to work for Kevin Can Wait. He was one of the actors on the show. Kevin James really liked him, and they became friends. And so he put Boss Rutan into the show on that sitcom. Pretty cool, right? And selling tops whenever there's euphoria, right? Look, it went 18 all the way back down to 15.9, and now Casp is likely to dump all the way back down to 12.5, or maybe even to this level here at 14.69. So Caspa to me is going to pull back, very likely. This is what happens when something rips to the upside this much. It's unsustainable. Whenever I tell all my students this every time, whenever you get away from the 21-day moving average on the daily time frame, it's time to take some profits. You're going to come back down to that 21 before you can continue to the upside. Are you going to get a bigger pullback? I'd look at the 3-day for Caspa, and again, every time the 3-day got above this dotted line, it had some type of pullback. Right here, too. This is one that continued. I just look for Caspa not to leave, make this as a new support at 14. As long as Caspa makes that, so it went to all-time highs. You just want to see, making sure that it doesn't lose 14. And honestly, I'd pull a fib here just on this impulse because that's all we have. So yeah, you look for some type of pullback like this on the 3-day. It could take its time too. That could take 15 days before its next bigger run. And that Stoke would have to reset. And you have some bearish divergence here. Do you come all the way back down? There's a chance you come all the way back to 4. I mean, you never know. So the thing about crypto, we could have a massive dump, and this could be your chance to buy the house right now. It's like the sad thing about crypto is you'll never know, and everyone will tell you we're going to keep going. After the halving, and I've learned, man, to take my money that's in front of me, right, and have a long-term hold and be okay with whatever happens. And if you can't do that, you're gonna set yourself up for serious depression and pain. I'm being honest. Like, it can hurt when you don't do it can hurt. I don't know what this thing is. SYAI just came out and got dumped on our faces. It's too small for me, everyone. I get it. All right. Shouldn't speak too soon. So this thing just came out. Brand new. All right. And it actually does look, you might have caught yourself on something here. Super low micro cap. But it's above the 200 SMA on the 7-minute. As long as it keeps above that, it's going to continue to move. It's a new coin with anything with AI on it has pumped. So I wouldn't be surprised if this one doesn't go as well. It's like they're just like, people are just going, it's like there's a guy with a bot and he just goes for one. Once it goes up 5 or 10x, he sells it. He looks for the next one. I'd watch this. I don't know anything about it. I've never heard of the coin in my life. SYAI, but I'll be honest, the technical analysis looks like it's going to play out. As long as the 7-minute stays above that 200 SMA, you're going to continue to rip. You could wait for it to break out and retest that level at 0.160614. That would be the key area that I'd be looking for. SYAI, USDT. And again, another coin here. You heard about another coin here that you probably never heard about in your life. SYAI. Definitely worth even putting to the trading group. It looks like it could do some damage. High risk, high reward for sure on that, though. DMTR and then Jupe. I appreciate you guys. We're almost there. My back is killing me in this chair. But it's good. I just got to keep my abs tight, keep my back straight, and I'll be all right. All right. This coin was hot. We used to love this coin. Remember, it was the coolest thing since sliced bread. We ran it all the way up to 7 cents. It was awesome. Or even higher, right? But yeah, 8.5, 9 cents from there. This is the rally of rallies. See, we were making a lot of gains in the trading group. We got in here, and this thing did like we started getting into this coin, talking about it when it was less than a penny, and then went to 8 or 9 cents. So like this thing did a 20x, And I'll never forget, this is one of the greatest trades we made in the trading group. I just put this out. I said it's tight, and we got the exact measured move. It blasted. So it's funny. It's starting to do it again. And I like this coin a lot. It's one of my favorite coins. It's played out very well for us in the past, and it's just been lackluster for a long, long time. Is it ready to make its move back again? Looks like it may. You can only get this coin on KuCoin and maybe some other exchanges. I know KuCoin for sure. It's not on MEXC as far as I'm concerned. It could have changed from then, but I'm pretty sure it's not on MEXC. This is something that looks like it's going to pump as well. The daily looks amazing. It's super flat, tight moving averages. I don't see how this thing doesn't moon, and maybe it doesn't. Maybe Bitcoin dumps. But as long as Bitcoin doesn't dump too hard and goes somewhat sideways or slouches, this looks like it's going to pump. I would watch this very, very closely. Thank you again for that super chat. You're amazing. And I'm happy that I went through them all, see? It even helped me out. Last super chat, right? Jupe. And I own Jupe for the long term. I see Jupe doing what Uniswap did in the last run, from pennies all the way to $40, like cake. I don't see why it can't. Jupe could be a cake. Jupe could do a cake, right? And yeah, 45-cent bottom, hasn't really done much. And, did a double bottom here. Does it go lower? Anything could happen for Jupe, but I just see long term is forming some type of rounded bottom and eventually making its way to the upside. It's just like AGIX. It could take a year to really get your massive gains going. So just be wary of this idea. Anything could happen. Jupe, 882.65, right? So, I'm a long-term holder of Jupe, and I don't think much about it. Like, I just put it away, and I never look at it. You know what I mean? I'll look at it when Jupe gets hot again and things start to move, right? So S&P, I've been bullish on the S&P ever since I called the bottom in October. I really haven't looked back, not once, and I've gone over it every single week. You guys tell me. Thank you, Lifer, for the family, for the most amazing support. Very much appreciated. Shout out to Lakochi Coker. We love you. Wow, Bitcoin back up to 51,120. And it looks like this 7-minute may be getting back above that 200 SMA. It's getting close. Not there yet. So you can see kind of what I'm watching. I'm watching this falling wedge that just continues to kind of channel now. All right? And remember, we're inside the bigger, what looks like to me, a descending triangle. So we're not out the water yet. We're not out the park yet. And remember, nothing has really changed for BOOKMAP. We still got that liquidity way above us, but $48,000 buy. But way more liquidity to the upside than to the downside. So where do I stand again? I mean, the 4-hour looks pretty bullish to me, with almost like a triple bottom here curving back up. And look, shoulder, head, kind of an elongated right shoulder, an elongated cup and handle. Could the 4-hour save the day and give us the pump that we need to the upside? There's a chance. Can the 1-hour give us the move? And it all starts on that 7-minute. 1 hour and the 4-hour do look pretty bullish. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a move. So I'm seeing some bullish moves for Bitcoin. I'm looking for this bullish move. Now, if we hit here and get rejected, we go sideways, I'm going to be looking for the downside. So I'm prepared for the bearishness. The bullishness would say we get above this. So we got to get above 51,600. Really, like such a key, like these key levels in this trend line. Really, you want to see us getting above, 53,150. But for now, the very basics of today, we got to get above the 200 SMA on the 7-minute time frame. That's my yellow line right here. You can add that by going here to your indicators, typing in MA, then going to the settings, and just typing in the input and typing in 21. All right. Like you'd go here and you go to inputs and you type in 200 or 21 or whatever you want, and then, right. So if you wanted the 200, that's how you would get this yellow line that I'm showing you is oh so important right there. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming on into the stream. I'm going to jump on out of here. Thanks for the TA session. Enjoy the weather in Florida. Are you having a late stream today? No, there is no late stream on Friday. I usually do a macro analysis recorded video. I'm going to see if I'm going to work hard to get that done. Come back from the beach at like 3 or 4 and bang that out. So, everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. I'm out for the day. Thank you for hanging out through the technical difficulties. I really, really didn't know. I was live the whole time. Like, hey, everyone. I introduced my brother-in-law 3 times. The 3rd time you guys saw it. So we tried it over and over again until we got it done, though. I love y'all. I appreciate you guys, and thank you so much for being here. Shout out to iTrust Capital, BingX, Crypto Lifers, and everybody here that sponsors the channel. I greatly appreciate it. Remember, we don't shill coins. If people call me and say, hey, I get emails every day. Do you promote? No, we don't advertise nonsense on this channel. We do not. If I didn't make the coin and I didn't build it, I can't vouch for it. Period. So I just trade what I see and I go over the charts. I don't think, I don't feel, I don't believe. Stay in the charts, everybody. Remember, I'm going to leave you with the one last thing that matters. What's the secret to success? What's the secret to success? It's getting started. Don't play yourself. I'll see you later.